Okay. Hello, welcome to Talking Truth Ministries, where my goal is to share the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, to the best of my ability. I have tonight on my program, I have my son Rob and my nephew Nathan. We're going to discuss some flat Earth and why the lie. So, have you guys really give this any thought? Have you guys really? I know you guys haven't really been into it as probably as heavy as I have. Um,
I have.
A little bit.
I've done quite a bit of looking into it for sure.
yeah, you ever watched that Flat Earth, Dave?
I've heard of him. Yeah, I think I've seen a few of his stuff.
Okay, so let me show you what I've got from him. He's my main go-to for this. Hold on. You need to get this. Can you see it, or is it too much glare?
Too much glare.
Oh, the app.
Yes, you need to get the app. I think I sent you the link.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Pastor Greg Locke? He's a big time evangelist. He made this big deal over COVID. And anyways, he's got like 3 million followers, and he basically put out a challenge. They're going to have a live debate at his church on December 2nd, and all the big time flat earthers are going to be there. I wish I could go. It's in Tennessee. I would go because he's going to get hammered. He had a major meltdown on his Sunday service in front of his congregation about this stuff. He was just going off and off, and just wouldn't stop. And then he come back on later and says, I've been kind of, because he's got pastor friends that were trying to share this with him, and he was just going off on him. So he says, okay, I'll give you my platform, and we'll have a debate.
He's a non-flat earther.
Oh yeah, he says, I can show you in one verse that the Bible does not teach a flat earth. Well, I know what verse he's talking about, and that's not what it means. There's one verse that hints that the earth is round, but it says it's a circle, and a circle could be a pizza. Doesn't mean a ball, because it's in Isaiah 40, chapter 40, verse 22. This is where it says God looks down on the circle of the earth. Well, chapter 20, I don't know the chapter, it's in the 20s, but he talks about how he was going to throw, he used the word ball for a ball, so there's a different word for a circle and a ball. So obviously he would have used the word for a ball if he was describing a sphere. And it's funny because on the Search for Truth Bible study, it uses that to say that the earth is a sphere, when that's not what it means. I've discovered that a lot of big time preachers that we really like aren't really as well educated and researched as we think they are. So I won't go into that, because there may be some of our people watching, and I don't want to insult nobody. Oops, I think I just muted you. Did I know? I had a dirty spot on the screen. It was bugging me. So anyway, so why the lie? Why do you think, Rob? Why do you think they lie about it?
It's keep people in a prison.
Yeah, yep. Okay, how about you, Nate?
I mean, from my perspective, it's just another one of those things that deters away from biblical standards of, why God is real. Because the whole notion of people's world today is to distract them from what is real, and that is God.
Yeah.
And it's just another one of those ways, because, like, for instance, when you look at books, kids' books, TV shows, movies, all that, you'll see a flat earth, or a globed earth
Everywhere.
presented to you everywhere. Universal Studios, they like focus in on them. If you watch kids cartoons, if there's a globed earth, you'll see it right front and center.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the first things you'll see in school when you're in kindergarten. You got the big old globe in the corner, and I kind of laugh because my pastor's got this really nice fancy globe sitting by his desk, and he's not ready. So I just keep my mouth shut. Now there are a couple people that are in my church. Well, you know Danielle Hannafin, right? Nate? Yeah, she is, and her husband.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah, they got. Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what? She did say that. Yes. That she says she's talking to you. Yeah. But for me, and those are obviously good points, but a lot of I think it's money too. all the money NASA, but it goes beyond that. And I'm going to do a whole episode on the spiritual aspect of it, because if you think back, and I think that's the big thing. I think the why is not so much, the question is not the why, I guess, is how they get away with it. How they get away with the lie. Because I mean, and I don't think all scientists are lying. I think they're just misinformed. I mean, they're researching things that they've been taught. They teach what they've been taught. And then they may, and I don't know. I bought a telescope. I ain't quite figured out how to make. I did look at the some of the stars, but it's not really powerful enough to really get anything. I tried to get. So have you seen the image across Lake Michigan of Chicago?
Yeah,
I've
seen that video.
When I was at Harley's wedding. I went because it's right by Lake Michigan. I tried to, but there was just too much haze, and I couldn't see far. So I was going to do that. I was so excited, and then it didn't work. But I look back at let's go to the beginning when Adam and Eve were deceived, and that's where it all started. And it's so you look at all these deceptions. You go there from Genesis 3 to Genesis 6 to Genesis 11, the three main causes for the reason the world's so screwed up today. And Satan's, I hate to use Satan, Lucifer. I don't like it all because that's not even an accurate word. But this fallen realm, I mean, they know the scriptures, but their goal is to try to deceive. So what better way to deceive the future is to try to convince them, number one, that God doesn't exist, that they don't exist, and that they're actually, star people from another planet that are coming to help them. Well, they had to plant the seed back in the ancient times to steer them away from what the reality of the world really was. You know what I'm saying? So the seeds were planted, and then you get gullible people that don't want to believe in God, that will listen to the whispers in their ear, in their spirits, of all these lies and deceptions. I mean, look at all the people that believe in evolution, even though it can be disproven.
Yeah.
But they still believe in it. They refuse to not believe in it. In fact, I read Carl Sagan, or one of the big scientists, says a lot of the, I'm just going to paraphrase, a lot of the stuff we promote can't be proven, but the alternate is unacceptable. The alternate, which would be the true creation and belief in God, is unacceptable to them. So they would rather promote this lie or believe this lie than accept the truth, than have to be accountable to a God, which is, kind of self-defeating. But I really think this is coming out. I mean, it's coming out hard now, especially after this debate. It'll be interesting to see. If you look on this friend finder, there's well over 100,000 people that have got this app. So, that's how fast it's spreading. So this Greg Locke, he says, yeah, bring you and all 600 of your believers. He has no clue what's going to hit him on December 2nd.
I've got a pretty big social media footprint on TikTok, IG, and even Twitter. And I can tell you right now, people would be blown away at how many people actually believe this.
Yeah. And, they say that there's all this proof of the globe, but there's no proof of the globe. There's no curvature. The stars never change. And I don't understand all of it, and none of us have all the answers, and we'll admit that, even though science thinks they do. I was just watching the Phlatt Earth Dave's latest interview with I think it was like 5 other guys, and no, well, I was also watching. I put on my channel a movie called The Principle, and it's not so much it's talking about Copernicus and how he changed everything. And so it's got all these physicists. You've heard of Michio Kaku, that Japanese guy.
Maybe
on there. And so there's things they admit they don't know. There's things they know they're wrong about. And the only way to fix it would be to get rid of the whole Copernican model, but they won't do that. So they have to invent stuff called black matter or dark matter and dark energy, which they say takes up 96% of the universe. the stuff they don't know about, they're making up. So that's, if you have to make up 96% of what you believe, then you have to kind of change your beliefs, I think, but they won't. So that's another reason for the why they keep doing it, because there's a lot of people that would be out of work. A lot of libraries would have to throw away 90% of their books. So they're not going to do that's kind of like the church. Most church won't, a lot of Trinitarian churches won't admit that there's no such thing as a Trinity, because then they have to admit to all their congregates that they've been teaching them wrong stuff all these years, and they won't do that. Even in the UPC movement, I've tried to talk to our pastor about the hair issue, and he won't listen to me, even though he's wrong. They won't listen, so it's frustrating. So that, to me, that's the lie. A lot of the lie is, I think the main reason it's so successful, because Beth, Mom and Beth, however you want me to say it. But she says, well, why would they lie? How can they all lie about it? Well, it's easy to lie, enough people, if everybody's been indoctrinated to the same stuff, after a while, it's hard to believe something else. It's hard to break out of your it's kind of like the Truman Show. You believe the world with which you're presented. And but I've always, this is weird, because I've always kind of in my mind, and I didn't really have a thought about it, but I always kind of questioned why things don't, just why things are the way they are. And I actually had it, my 9th grade math teacher, he believed the earth was flat. And that was, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
That's because prior to 1950, all textbooks in school were.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they all had the maps have all been, changed. And oh yeah, this I tell you gotta watch this Flat Earth Dave. He's got thousands of videos you can watch with this app, but he did an interview of a lady who was 100, and this was in 2020. She was 102, and she says, and when she was in school, they were teaching that the earth was flat.
I saw that video.
Yeah. So and a lot of the videos are very technical, which kind of, I'm not math and all that kind of junk is I just I'm not good at it. They talk about, other than the 8 inches per mile squared, I got that. But they talk about like laser. They're talking about all these experiments that like Einstein and all these did. Well, I don't know if Einstein actually did an experiment. I think he just wrote a lot of numbers on a board and made it work. But there's experience like the Michelson-Morley event or experiment to do with light speed and all this, and it made sense once I heard it the second time, but this latest time. But so all this stuff, that all their experiments fail. They're even, I think Einstein said, by all practical observations, the earth does not move. There's no experiment that can show. So, but they have to make stuff up. And that's what just gets me is, there has to be a force behind this. I don't think man's that smart without help. No.
I mean, I believe it's orchestrated, by entities beyond normal people, for sure.
Well, have you ever read the Book of Enoch?
Yeah.
Now that describes the flat earth. And if you read about the Book of the Watchers, which is the first part of it, you look at when the Watchers were bound in the earth, telling that, because it's supposed to be 70 generations. Well, we don't really know how long that is, but by some calculations, they should have been starting to be released about 1900, and all of a sudden, boom, technology starts, people figuring out that, oh, you can make sound travel through the air. You can make pictures travel through the air. And Tesla figured out that you could transmit electricity through the air. And now they're trying to rediscover that now. Well, go ahead, Rob. What are you going to say?
Oh, no, I'm just agreeing.
Oh, okay. But
some of the hidden experiments of Tesla
blow
people's minds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, Tesla, he was big on time travel.
Yeah, I don't think that's not possible.
No, but
Well,
I'm talking about-
the only time travel we can do is like in 5 minutes, it'll be later than it was 5 minutes before. Which we naturally travel into the future. That's it.
some of the alternative energy experiments that he was working on
Yeah.
explains how it's a small portion of how it explains how like the pyramids were built and how
Oh, yeah.
all these magnificent buildings that not even modern technology could create, like the cathedrals and stuff.
There's a video. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can find this video. I don't know. I might still be here, but there's a video about the bumblebee, the miracle of the bumblebee. Let me see if I can find it. Where's it at? Bumblebees, levitation, and Earth's magnetic grid. You know, bumblebees can't fly, according to physics. But apparently they got some kind of something in there, like their throat, that creates a sound resonance that makes them levitate. And now we look at what they call gravity, which is a farce, but electromagnetics explains everything. A magnetic, I mean, we're all magnetic. I wish I had a drone. I need a drone. It's about 100 feet of copper wire. And they say if you hook a copper wire up to a drone and just fly it straight up, that you don't want to touch that wire because you might get electrocuted. Because it'll suck electricity right out of the air. I'd love to try that. Not touch it, but plug something into it. get an amp meter maybe, but if you think about it, you know, and I'm all over the place because the why is kind of obvious for us because we're believers and we know that there's demonic forces that are trying to destroy mankind. But I kind of wanted to throw that out there for my channel. But gravity is a big thing, and gravity is they don't know what it is, but if they look at electromagnetics, and I'm not going to explain it as good as these other guys do, but from what I understand is the sun, the moon, and the earth are like a battery system. The sun and the moon are the anode and the diode of the battery, and the earth is like the grounding mechanism, and electricity flows through it like this, kind of like a battery. And like a magnet too, like the South Pole, you can't put a magnet together. I had some here for a while. Opposites attract.
I guess that would kind of make sense. Like since the Earth's core is made of iron.
Well, see, now that we don't know that. How do you know that? Nobody knows what's down there. That's another scientific myth. I'm not saying it's not, but nobody knows that. The farthest we've ever drilled is less than 8 miles into the just the skin.
Yeah.
I'd be like going halfway through the skin of an apple. But there's something magnetic. There is now. You figure the flat Earth. Now, have you seen the flat Earth model, Rob, that they proposed? I think you might be able to see this if I show it. This is kind of what they think it looks like. So the outside here is Antarctica. The center is the North Pole, and then east and west is like this.
Yeah.
Me personally, I believe it's much bigger than that.
Yeah, I think it is too. I think it goes. I think there's my thoughts is that once eternity begins, everything's going to be opened up. The firmament's going to be taken away, and the rest of that one there. I think that's what I think. I think it's something like that too. Yeah. But and that could explain like where the heavenly realm is right now. God's throne could be out there. I mean, it could be in another dimension. That could be, I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm reading a book now. Let me throw this in here. I'm reading a book now called the what's it called? Oh crap. It's up in my truck. But it basically talks about the ancient earth, pre-Adamite time, the earth before Adam. You know about the gap theory and all that?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll save that for another episode on the show.
Well, for reference for Naeus between Genesis 1:1 and 1:2.
Yeah, in the Bible scripture. Have you heard of that, Nathan?
A little bit about it. I just never dug into it.
I'm reading a book now by an author I trust. She's done a lot of research. Now the thing that drives me crazy about her, she goes because she likes to use. There's a phrase out there that says, "Condemnation without investigation is the greatest basic form of ignorance." She says, but she won't investigate flat Earth. she kind of, but anyways, she says, "I believe science in that." I'm like, oh my gosh. They don't want to push because she's going against the grain, believing in an old Earth, not the 6,000-year-old Earth that most creationists believe in. Well, 6,000 is true, but ancient Earth is true because I've had questions about that, but we'll save that for another time. We can talk.
Yeah.
I don't know how long we've been on. I only get half an hour. But you guys got anything else you want to bring up about the flat Earth controversy?
I mean, I've done a lot of look into Admiral Byrd and
Yeah.
things of that nature,
Yeah.
because especially when you were saying to help it outside of what we know, being held at heavenly realms. I mean, even throughout his journals, he talks about, a different humanoid that he came across when he flew across the Antarctic wall.
Yeah.
So
I find it's interesting that right after that they started Operations Fishbowl and Dominic and tried to bust through. Then all of a sudden, can't go to Antarctica and we're going to go to the moon instead. The moon landing, what a hoax. That is so freaking stupid.
Yeah, that don't make it look.
my thing about the whole moon landing is, like, first of all, I'm in Houston, right? Probably like the 5th biggest city in the country, right?
Yep.
I love Houston. I ain't got no cell service, but you're telling me in 1969 they were able to call the president from the moon?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then
we can't do it. We haven't done it since.
we can't do it now. They even say we can't go there now. We destroyed that technology. That's one of an astronaut says, "I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond, but we can't because we destroyed that technology and it's very painful to reconstruct." Seriously. I got more computing power in this cell phone than they supposedly had to go to the moon in 1969. And they can't figure out how to go now because the Van Allen belts. But where were the Van Allen belts when the astronauts went through the first time? Oh, we didn't know about them, so we must have been okay.
Or there must have been a gap.
Did
you just happen to fly through them?
So there's a video out there. If you can watch it called Astronauts Gone Wild. It's on YouTube. And it's basically this guy is trying to get like Armstrong, some of these other astronauts that supposedly went to the moon to swear in a Bible that they went, and they won't do that. They will not swear on a Bible if they went to the moon. One guy got one. I think it was Neil Armstrong punched the guy in the face over it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, well, I've seen that video.
Well, I mean, come on, it's a simple thing. If the Earth is round, turn the doggone Hubble telescope around, point it at it, and show us. It'd be so easy for them to prove it.
But the funny thing is, whenever you see pictures of the Earth, you don't see like the roundness of it. You just see the one face. Yeah, there's no actual pictures. Those are computer generated images. Photoshop. The guy who made them from NASA said they have to be Photoshopped. They can't. So how stupid is that? So it's I look at it now. Sometimes I think I can't believe that I believe that. But what we were taught.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that's what we were taught. We weren't given any other option.
Yeah, the one thing that a lot of people don't understand, like when people are mocking flat Earth believers, is they have this image of this pancake Earth floating with these other planets. Yeah. The concept of flat Earth, the ones that actually know what it is and not just the pretenders, know that they're in a flat Earth model. There's no such thing as outer space.
Yeah, and flat is really not even.
I think people are turned off by flat, and they associate it with Christopher Columbus.
Yeah,
they associate it with actually falling off.
Yeah,
which is not that way.
Yeah, globe denier is a better word, or a
disc.
Even a disc. I don't think it's. I don't know. I think our realm in here is circular because just we can't go anywhere. We can't know for sure because we can't go to Antarctica. So
yeah.
Anyways, well, I'm glad we finally got to get together and do this. But hopefully we can coordinate better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll call it quits for tonight. Thanks for coming on, guys. And you guys have subscribed to my channel, right? I know you have, Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Share this with your friends. Put it on your Facebook.
I've got a bunch of them. I'll do it for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see you guys later. Love you guys.
Love
See ya.
you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.